everybody, it's Rob. It is time for another member talk. Today's special guest coming on board with us is our brand new president, Miss Jessica Wakefield. Hey, Jess.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's Monday. Mondays are fun days.
Mondays are fun days.
I love Mondays.
Mondays are fun days.
I like Mondays.
Mondays are fun days. Yeah.
Mondays are the weekend was crazy. Yay, let's get it done.
How are we going to get out of here on time days?
Right? Exactly. You never know what you're walking into. It's fun.
That's right. Well, Jess, you were on here one other time, and you were the president-elect back then, and we are going to do this again because it was so much fun having you on here again, but B, we want to be able to see other than just you. The last time we recorded this thing, the camera seemed to stick on you. So, but we also want to talk with you too.
It was quite good looking.
That's right. Wanted to also mention that you are, as of just this last week, our brand new president for WSFDA for 2020 to 2022. It's a 2-year term. It's been a long time in the making. Tell us, how'd you get here? How did you? Wait a second. Before we do that, no, we'll come back. We'll come back to it. We'll reverse that. We'll come back to it. Tell us how you got to the presidency. You've been on the board, then you were off the board, then you were back on the board, and you kind of been all over the place. Give us the rundown.
Oh my God. Okay, so I've been on the board 6 years now. 7 years. It was 2015. So nope, 14. Gosh, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so I started out as just a board member, did 2 years.
Not just a board member.
Okay.
The board member.
A board member. First 2 years, I kind of just sat back and did a lot of watching because there was a lot of big players on the board at the time, which was kind of fun to see. People that I didn't really know a lot about, but had heard a lot about. So I kind of just did a lot of watching. Then I got reelected somehow. God, you guys are crazy. And then I spent another 2 years as a board member. And then at the end of that second term, I was asked to step onto the executive board. And then I got elected into secretary treasurer. Then I lost my job and left the state and worked somewhere else for a very, very short period of time. And then I was asked to come back to Washington by my previous employer. And then came back to the board, and 3 years later, here we are.
Wow. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, I'm down for adventure.
Well, you got big shoes to fill. You are only the 4th female president in 120-odd years of the
25
WSFDA.
years, and there's only been 4. And you want to know something that's very interesting that Lisa and I just noticed? Is that the last time we had female presidents, we had 2, and they were right in a row. So it's like we tend to do this ladies, lady, and then back to guys for some reason. But yeah, that seems to be our pattern.
Well, we just need to get more females onto the board, I guess. Yes. But that's not the case because we're about half and half anymore, aren't we?
Yeah, we're about half and half now.
Yeah, that's really cool because we just added Ray Morse and Carissa Rill.
Yeah. So now we have me and Ray and Carissa and Teresa and Lisa. I think we actually outnumber the guys now.
Oh my goodness.
We might.
That's all right.
We might.
That's what we're seeing in mortuary school though too. So, it's kind of the sign of the times. That's how it's working.
True. It is true.
That's how it's working. So, it's a good thing.
Not against it.
Yeah.
I definitely all for it.
Well, what are you going to do as president? What's your goal for presidents?
Why do you ask such big questions? First and foremost, not to burn it down. Secondly, there's a lot of things that we have tried to do in the past that we've just not gotten enough foot on or grab onto. We keep talking about doing a women's conference in our state. I would love to see that happen, and I'm still trying to push for that. Obviously, coming off of COVID, it's going to be a little tough since most people don't have the extra spending money to do that kind of stuff right now, including us. So
Well, that kind of put the squash on it to begin with
yeah,
when we first were talking about it.
yeah, so it probably won't happen quickly, but I am planning on trying to make that happen because we've had a lot of interest in it. So I'm trying to see if we can't make it happen maybe at some point at the end of 21 or beginning of 22, somewhere in there. Um, Obviously, something that I always thought and have always felt is that we as a funeral profession aren't always thanked or awarded or honored or respected in the same way that other people are. When they do their job, they get accolades within the community as far as police officers, not currently, but in the past, fire departments, all of those types of people who do their job but then get awarded for doing their job. We don't always see that. And so I'm trying to kind of find a way for us to do more recognition and awarding of different people in our profession within our own community. I'm finding a way to do, this last convention, we introduced the awards for Professional of the Year, Cemetery of the Year, and Funeral Home of the Year, which I kind of helped steamroll all that into place because I thought it needed to happen. And then you and I have been in talks about bringing in something along the lines of like member of the quarter kind of thing for our association as well. Finding a way to make that work as well, which I think will be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be exciting. It is exciting to reward people for their over-the-top efforts, even just their daily efforts. I mean, what
Yes.
people are doing in this profession is just tremendous, especially with where we're at, having such short staffs, such lean staffs.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Having to tell families, sorry, I know we said that it was going to be 30 people, but now the government's saying 0 or 0 to 50 or 5 and 12 and 9 and immediate family only, and now 0 and now 30. It changes every day. So,
Yeah.
so keeping even that part of like your job and your profession, your business, like intact has just been kind of a nightmare this last 9 months or so.
And where's the best place to get those updates from?
Us, of course.
Your
On
association.
Our Facebook page, it's on our website. We kind of keep everything up to date as best as possible.
Yeah, it's been exciting because we'll post something onto our website or our Facebook or something like that, and do that about 10 in the morning, and by 4 o'clock we're taking it down and putting something new up because of the fact that it's changed that rapidly. So
Yes.
It's hard to keep up with it, but it's fun to try.
I don't even know if it's fun. It's a headache, but we do our best. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Well, we got a lot of new stuff coming up, and it is coming out in your presidency, so that's pretty cool that you get to be in the leadership chair for it. But one of the big ones coming up here in just 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're going to have our district meetings. Last time we tried to do our district meetings, we did them virtually.
Yes.
And this, of course, time we're going to have to do it virtually again, but we are going to do it a little bit different. Yeah, it's not the best. I get it. It's not the best, but what are you going to do? We can't get a venue that will let us all in because there's too many of us.
Yep.
And so, we want to get the info out there. We want to stay current and continue to provide that. And we got a really cool topic coming up. This one, I don't want to let the cat too far out of the bag, but I will say that if you are a fan of professional baseball, you should come check this one out because our presenter is a former Major League Baseball pitcher. I won't tell you who before.
Guy. Oh my God.
He is a great guy.
Such a great guy.
He didn't play for the Mariners, so we can't really hold that truly against him. But
we go where we're needed.
That's right. He did good while he was there. So, but We're going to have him on, and he's actually got some pretty cool stuff to talk about, some unique options and stuff. So check those out. Come and be a part of it. Keep on your website, or keep on our website, keep on our Facebook, and check your emails. Yes. Check your emails regularly because we've been sending that information out.
Yes.
Jess, what other big announcements you got? What are we doing?
What are we doing? We have our new member book thing coming out too.
We do. We're working on that. We're going to get a member directory.
Yeah, member directory, newsletter still coming out. Oh, we are starting a podcast.
Hey, we're going to be podcasters.
It's so exciting. I would have never imagined that we would do that, but we have had
You're going to be our
lot.
first podcast.
Oh, nice. We have had a lot of people ask us to do it, and to make that transition from our videos to doing a podcast, because it's a little easier when you're in your removal van or doing your long hauls or just kind of cruising around or sitting in your office. So hopefully we'll get a little more traction with those, because I think that they could be a lot of fun.
Well, so I'll let you in on a little secret. We got it all set up last week, and they said it's going to take a minimum of 2 weeks before we hear anything. And that was through Apple Podcasts. Today, the day of this recording, we actually received the email from Apple that we are now on Apple Podcasts. It's called Member Talks by Washington State Funeral Directors Association. And you can go on there. It is. It's super exciting, because now we're going to be, like you said, you'll be able to actually listen to these talks wherever you're at. So if you're in the prep room, in the car, at home, if you don't want to watch it on the computer, on the airplane, yeah, you can download them and watch them anywhere. So what we're going to do is actually still continue with our member talks on YouTube, and this will appear on YouTube, so you can actually watch and see how goofy we are making faces at each other through this whole thing.
That's what we do.
But we'll also, that's right. We'll also be on. We're also going to be on all the platforms that you can get your podcast. So we'll be on Apple Podcasts. We're going to be on Spotify, public radio, Facebook. Yeah, it's kind of getting big now. So we're excited. It's fun. It's
round of applause. Round of applause. So exciting.
And we couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it without a number of big players. And the biggest group of players that were in this decision is the board of directors for the state association.
Yes.
The past directors that we had last year leading into the new ones that we have now, great people and very, very forward thinking, want to be a part of something new. So exciting that we got people that want to do something more for the membership. And that's really the reason why we're doing it, is for the membership.
Yes.
That's been our sole goal this last 2 years, is everything we're doing now is to benefit our members, to be the source of information for our members. So if you're not a member, join. Join us.
Shame on you.
Join us. That's all right. That's all right. We still love you. Even if you're not a member, we still love you. But we do want you to join us.
I'll still give you your virtual hug until you decide to come and be friends with us over here on the fun side. But yeah.
Jeez. You're going to get us in trouble on our first podcast ever. We're going to get censored.
No. The fun side. I didn't say the dark side.
No.
So.
Goodness gracious.
What was I going to? Oh, the other thing with that, too, is that we've had so much interest from newer members, too, of like being excited about being a part of the organization and finding their spot and wanting to be involved and wanting to just really kind of make us better at what we do and who we are, and that has been huge. I think historically we struggled with that, where people just were members and that was it, and they didn't really do anything with it. They weren't excited about it. They didn't have anything really to put towards it, I guess. Lots of not necessarily interest level. And so we've had a huge shift in the last 2 years of people really wanting to be involved. And yeah, like the last election that we had for board positions, historically we'd have like maybe 1 or 2 people apply for like 2 spots. So it was basically like, if you applied, you got in. This year we had like 6 applicants for 2 spots, which is huge for us. So
crazy.
I'm just super excited to see that change as well.
Well, and the cool thing is that we've got it set up now so that we're following our bylaws of adding new members, board members, every year. Every year there's a vote now. And so that's great, because those that those that ran this last year, that maybe didn't get elected, can do it again next year. Or more people can add. So,
yeah, and I think sometimes if you didn't get elected, it's because people just didn't really know who you were. And then the second time, it helps to because everybody's like, hey, didn't that guy run last year? So
yeah.
they remember. They do remember.
Well, we'll get them on to here. Have them come onto this platform,
Yeah,
and we'll get to know
who
them.
are you?
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
them.
that's actually a fun thing. We've been inviting people onto this platform. I know it's difficult because people don't really want to be in the public eye sometimes, or maybe a little bit nervous. But that cool thing is, going to the podcast format, we don't get to see you. We just get to hear you. So
It's just is kind of interesting. It's funny because you say that they don't really want to be in the public eye, and I think that if you're running as a board member, you should be okay or comfortable with being in front of crowds. Just as a disclaimer, I guess, because there are many times where you kind of get thrown into hey, go present this.
yeah,
Hey, run up there and announce this person, or hey, introduce this person. So it's probably a good thing to be somewhat comfortable with,
Sure.
standing in front of a group.
Yeah.
They won't bite you.
We're all in it together, as they say, which we hear on TV all the time now. We're all in this together, but in more ways than one. In more ways than just COVID. We are all in this together. We're all doing a job in a profession, an honorable profession that's serving families, doing it the best way we know how. It may not be the same way every place, but at least we're doing it the best way we know how. And that's really our goal, is to continue to our members come along beside them and help them discover new ways to help people.
Don't be afraid. It's okay.
It's okay.
Change is good. Growth is good. I think growing is huge.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So what else can we talk about while we got John here? Should we fill up the airwaves with more stuff, or?
Like what? I don't know. We can talk about the last video we did. That was hilarious. This one should hopefully be better because I think it's more, two-sided versus me staring at the TV and not realizing that I'm the one being recorded the whole time.
So if you didn't get a chance to watch it and understand what she's talking about, go onto our YouTube page and look for Jessica's first video. It's pretty funny because what happened, the camera somehow stuck on her the whole time. And so where I was actually talking, she was taking sips of her drink and making weird faces and eating popcorn and all this stuff. And then when we put it out, we went, it's all on Jess. Oops.
And my mom calls and she goes, Jessica, did you know that he was only recording you the whole time? And I was like, no. He did what now? She was like, it's all you. You look so unprofessional.
That's funny.
Oh, well. It happens.
Well. So here in a couple weeks, just to reiterate, and probably even less than that, you're going to find us on Spotify. You're going to find us on a couple of other places. We're currently on Apple. This will appear on YouTube. It's going to hit our Facebook, Twitter, emails. It's out there. So if anybody that wants to participate, come on board. Come join the conversation, as we say. That's our slogan. Join the conversation.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. It's just a way to get on here and talk. We'd love to hear about what's happening at your location as far as upcoming events. We'd love to hear about, maybe some past services that you did that were unique. That is a great way to share ideas with other people. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where we're at with the new rule change.
Drive-through graveside services here. That's pretty exciting. That's stuff we would have never thought about before all this COVID thing.
You did? You had a drive-through?
We did. Yeah, at our location, yeah. It made the news.
Tell us how it worked then, because that's what we're talking about. Tell us, how do you do a drive-through funeral?
Okay, well, it was a drive-through graveside service. We had a young man who passed away. He was right out of high school, was actually murdered, sadly. But his family wanted to make sure his friends and all the guys that he went to school with and stuff had a chance to say goodbye. And with the regulations that they were at the time, we were at zero. Nothing not happening. And so we kind of said, no, that's not okay. So we set it up so that we put the casket outside by the grave, had a tent put over it, and then we allowed all of the cars of all of his friends and family to kind of weave their way through the cemetery. And then they were able to drive by and give us flowers and hand out balloons to each other and like have a few minutes to say goodbye and then roll on out. And then some people went through a few times. It was really, really neat.
Yeah. Well, that would be unique.
It was 417 cars.
No kidding. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane, but well worth every bit of it. I got so sunburnt, but so worth every bit of it. Yeah.
But see, that's what's so great about what we do as a profession.
Mm-hmm.
You think outside the box. People come and go from funerals all the time, and most of the time people walk out of the funeral home and they go, what did we just do? I mean, we went to a funeral, yeah, but what do you remember about it? It's not the urn, it's not the casket, it's the uniqueness of that particular ceremony. And that's what those 400 and, how many did you say, 417 cars?
17 cars.
That's what the people in those cars are going to remember.
Yeah. And they weren't just one person to a car. They were like crammed full of people. So, yeah.
That's what people are going to remember when they say, when this person passed, this is what they did. I'd never done that before. I'd love to be able to do it again. And it's just those types of ideas and willingness to try new things that is going to keep you moving forward.
There's something that I always tell my team here. The only thing stopping you from doing something that a family may want to do or imagine is you, right? So like you are the person who can ultimately say no. But if you don't say no, then what can happen? Great things, right? So we just got to think with the family, not for the family. Yeah.
Open up the ears and hear what they're saying, and then come up with ideas to help them commemorate and remember.
I mean, a good example is the Funeral Home of the Year award went to a funeral home that set up a campsite in their chapel for this family. S'mores and all.
Not just a campsite, but a campfire in the chapel.
Campfire in the chapel. Like, those things are amazing, you know? And I know there's a lot of funeral homes out there that are doing stuff like that, but we just let us know. Send us photos, you know, let us know. We can kind of show our whole membership, like kind of what everybody else is doing out there. So I think it'd be great.
Well, listen, it's been a blast getting you back on here.
Are you tired of me already?
No, I'm not.
2 years to go.
I know. We want to stretch it out as much as we can for 2 years. But we do need to wrap it up. I do want to say thank you though for coming on here again.
Of course.
This time as our current sitting president of the WSFDA.
Yay!
Lots coming up and excited for it. We can't share it all with you right now just because we want to keep some secrets, some surprises.
If we don't keep surprises, then we don't keep people showing up, right? So
that's right.
Got to keep surprises.
That's it. Well, check us out. Check us out on YouTube. We're already on there. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Both of those are at the WSFDA. So Facebook.com/the WSFDA, Twitter at the WSFDA. You can email, again, the WSFDA at gmail.com.
It's not rocket science, y'all.
You can find us all over the place. So, and soon to your normal podcast download sites. You'll see us on there as well. So
excited about that.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. It'll be
fun.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, you said it at the beginning is we had a lot of requests for it. And we thought about it and thought and thought, how are we going to do it? And I'm going to tell you.
And then we found out that it wasn't that hard.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I got a phone call one day. I was sitting kind of funny. I was sitting in the line at the car wash. And I'm like, I'm going to answer the call, and then I'm going to tell them I got to call them back because they won't hear me through the car wash. But it was our good friend Brian Waters from Undertaking the Podcast.
Yes.
He and Ryan had talked about it, and they thought, you know what, you guys have a program that's people want to hear. Let's help you out. And so they've been very inspirational in helping get this set up. I've been in a lot of contact with Brian himself, just trying to walk through the process. It's not as easy as it sounds, but once you get it, it's probably pretty easy. It won't take too much time, but they've been very inspirational. So you can check them out too. We'll plug them. They're our friends.
Yes, they are so great.
Undertaking the podcast, but also subscribe to this channel. It's again, it's Member Talks by WA State Funeral Directors Association. You'll find it on your podcast platforms. Hey, Jess, we'll see you soon, okay?
Yes, Rob. Very soon.
It's been fun, you guys. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.